When your wife looks you in the eye and calls you weird, it sticks with you. Not because of the word itself, but because of what it really means. That somewhere along the way, she stopped respecting you. My name's Adam. I'm 35, work as an engineer, the kind of guy who fixes things for a living. For most of our marriage, I thought Emily and I had something solid. We weren't perfect, no couple is, but we had a rhythm. Dinner at 7, movie nights on Fridays, lazy Sunday mornings with coffee and crossword puzzles. It was comfortable, safe. Then I noticed the phone habit. The late-night giggles when she thought I was asleep. The quick screen flips when I walked into the room. At first, I told myself it was nothing. Work group chats. Silly TikToks. But then the makeup started. Full face just to run errands. The new clothes. The sudden obsession with the gym. One night, I finally asked, "Emily, is there something you're not telling me?" She rolled her eyes and said, "Don't be weird, Adam. Not everything is about you." I wanted to believe her, but the pit in my stomach said otherwise. So I did what any rational man would do when doubt becomes too loud to ignore. I started watching. Not yelling, not accusing. Just paying attention. A week later, I had my answer. Her phone buzzed on the counter while she was in the shower. A message preview flashed on the screen. "Can't wait to see you again." The name was saved as Kelly Work. But I'd never seen a work friend text with 3 heart emojis. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started planning. Because revenge, real revenge, isn't about screaming or breaking plates. It's about quiet calculation. I backed up every photo, every text thread. I tracked her girls' nights and compared them with her credit card charges. I wasn't just looking for proof. I was building a case airtight enough to leave no doubt in anyone's mind about who Emily really was. And when I finally made my move, I made sure everyone who needed to know was watching. Emily thought she was being careful. She kept her phone face down, deleted messages, even started locking it. But she forgot who she married. A man who designs systems to catch tiny errors before they turn into disasters. I bought a second phone and quietly mirrored her iCloud account. Within hours, I had everything, texts, location history, even the selfies she thought were private. And just like that, her whole double life unfolded in front of me. There was no Kelly from work. There was Jason, a personal trainer she met at the gym. The texts were nauseating to read. "You make me feel alive. I wish I could stay with you tonight. Adam will never know." That last one stung the most. Not because it was true, but because she believed it. For 2 weeks, I kept my mask on. I kissed her good morning, made small talk over dinner, acted like nothing had changed. But behind the scenes, I was preparing the quietest, sharpest revenge I could imagine. First, I gathered witnesses. Emily's parents, her brother, and a couple of mutual friends. People who had always seen me as the quiet, dependable husband. I invited them all to what I called a small celebration dinner. Then I printed everything. Screenshots of texts, timestamps of her meetups, even the receipts from the hotel she swore she'd never been to. I put them all in a neat folder labeled "For your consideration." The night of the dinner, Emily dressed up like it was any other gathering. She smiled at me, completely unaware that the life she thought was so secure was about to collapse in a single evening. Halfway through dessert, I cleared my throat. "I want to share something with all of you," I said. I slid the folder onto the table and let everyone take a look. The silence that followed was deafening. Emily's face went pale as her parents flipped through page after page. Jason's name. The texts. The hotel bills. When she finally looked at me, her voice was barely a whisper. "Adam, why are you doing this?" I smiled, calm, steady, unshaken. "Because you told me not to be weird. I just wanted to make sure everyone here knew exactly what you meant by that." Emily's parents looked devastated. Her mother covered her mouth with both hands. Her father just shook his head slowly, disappointment radiating from every line of his face. Her brother wouldn't even look at her. Emily stammered, "We can talk about this later in private." "No," I said quietly. "This isn't just between you and me anymore. You made it between all of us the moment you lied to everyone's face while sharing family dinners, while letting me fund your life, while sneaking off to see Jason." Her tears started then, slow and silent at first, then coming faster when she realized no one was coming to rescue her. Not her parents, not me. "I'll pack my things," she said finally. "You won't have to," I replied calmly. "I already moved your things into storage. The key is inside that folder." Gasps went around the table. Emily's head snapped toward me, her eyes wide. "You what?" "I told you," I said, keeping my tone even. "I don't do drama. I do solutions. This is mine." I stood up, thanked everyone for coming, and left her sitting there in front of the wreckage of what used to be her carefully constructed double life. The next morning, I filed for divorce. Quietly. Cleanly. No shouting matches, no second chances. My lawyer handled everything. By the end of the month, Emily was gone from my house, my accounts, my life. A few weeks later, I got a message from Jason. Just 2 words: "She's crazy." I didn't reply. It wasn't my problem anymore. Months passed, and I started to breathe again. Friends told me I seemed lighter, calmer. My world didn't collapse. It got quieter, clearer. Sometimes, I think about that night at the dinner table. The way Emily's laughter had turned into silence. The way everyone saw her for who she really was. That was my revenge. Not screaming. Not fighting. Just letting the truth speak for itself, until there was nowhere left for her to hide. And the best part? I never had to raise my voice.